in the news and on Twitter and in other places in social media. So here we go.
It's a very interesting thing that you bring up about DNA, because people have been saying for a long time, in fact, since 1953, when the structure of DNA was discovered, that DNA is an information and it codes for protein synthesis. And what's interesting now is a new meme has developed in the atheist argument, which is that DNA is not a code. It's not the main source of information. It doesn't have information at all. It's only a molecule. This is all patent nonsense. It's contradicted by every textbook. I don't know whether they're going to start changing the textbooks, but this is a religious view that is nonsensical. There's no question that DNA is the first example of true information in the universe where one thing means something else. Okay, so the sequence of DNA bases is a chemical structure that means make this protein. And that's never occurred in the universe before, and it has never occurred in the universe after, except in life, which is based on that code. So there's no question that the argument for DNA as the first case of information is something that's brand new in the universe, very likely, in my view, is a sign of God's divine action. Now, we don't know that there may be a natural explanation for how DNA arrived at. We don't know, but if there is, that doesn't negate the idea that this is part of God's tool, because you need that kind of information to have evolution, to have life, to have everything we know of. So I'm very disturbed, and I've not only written, I've also had a couple of debates with people on this topic of whether or not DNA is truly a code, whether it really has information. And it's a very easy debate to win, and I haven't lost any of them yet, because all I have to do is go to my shelf and take down one of the standard textbooks, and I just open it up and read the text, where it clearly says DNA contains all the information needed to create proteins. So I'm disturbed that so many atheists on Twitter, for example, will say, no, DNA is just a molecule. Well, that's a meaningless statement. So if you come across it, tell them they're wrong.
That's fantastic. And I think that and I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, they are wrong in this particular instance. So you need to speak to or listen to people like Dr. SyIsOurGuy. He's a biochemist. He has a PhD in biochemistry. He's an expert in this field. He's indicated that DNA is code. And of course, if DNA is code, then that begs the question of who is the coder. Of course, we know who the coder is, God. Thank you so much for coming by. Please like and subscribe and come again.